Good morning. Welcome to Almas Market Morning. This is Jairam Krishnamurthy. It has been a case of fear unwinding in the global equity markets that has made handsome gains post-Fed meeting. Most of the outcome from meeting was broadly as expected, with abundant liquidity sloshing even with no additional QE. Markets are rallying strongly. Relative calmness in Chinese markets have added to improved sentiment. Evergrande shares actually rallied 18% yesterday, but just to give you a perspective, company stock was trading at 27.85 in July 20 and dropped to as low as 2.06 yesterday before it recovered. That's a whopping 10%, 10% drop to 10% of its value in little over a year. This reflects the problem that's been building in the real estate sector in China in general and in Evergrande in particular. Data from UK, US, and Europe on the manufacturing, actually preliminary estimates were all weaker than expected, but only saw some profit taking on the dollar longs. Supply chain problems globally are getting more acute, and that is reflected in lower PMIs. In fact, BP in UK stated that they may be shutting down some fuel stations due to shortage of supplies. On the central bank side, UK left rates unchanged. Turkey cut by 1%, advancing that move. South Africa left it unchanged. Norway became the first major bank, central bank to hike policy rate. So we are definitely getting into an atmosphere where the policy accommodation is slowly tapering off. There's been a delayed reaction in the bond market to Fed decision that triggered after expectation of UK rate rise early next year, and then Norway actually raising rate. US 10-year yield rose by as much as 13 basis points, German by 8 basis points, UK gilts by 11 basis points. Interest rate futures pointed to 100% likelihood that BOE will raise rates by February 22, compared with just over 60% before Thursday's announcement. This has seen a rise in all the currencies against the yen, as well as some of the EM currencies, which fell after initial rally yesterday. Turkey lira is actually trading at its all-time low and now at 8.7998. Rupee was stronger due to porous IPO inflow, which got subscribed 306 times till yesterday. But all through, there have been bids, as I saw. In fact, after the OTC market close, we saw USD rise and hit a high of 73.90 in US time, which I feel is a reaction to the bond yields rising and some unwinding of carry positions. We should be watching the course of yield movement in the coming sessions. Any larger unwinding should put INR or a near-term weakening path. We should expect larger stops on a break of 73.95 that can take us to 74.20. We should remember that it's also quarter end, which usually sees a lot of profit taking where there are big positions, and the USD-INR is one of them, notwithstanding the medium-term positive view. Thank you.
Thanks, Jairam. So finally, I think central bank have started changing their tone and changing firmly. First, FOMC shifted a kind of a dot plot left, which indicates rates would be higher much before than earlier expected. Bank of England clearly communicated that case for higher interest rates have strengthened, and Norway Central Bank raised its benchmark rate to 0.25% from 0%. So first European country coming and raising rates, and the way market is interpreting, they will raise in December also. So that's the overall tone. Even Indian central banker in one of his speeches said that we should be step back and look at the stronger economy and start preparing ourselves for a stronger economy. On all of this, 10-year US Treasury moved up by 12 basis, which yesterday, after the FOMC result, also it dipped lower. So I think the message which got from the other central bankers probably worked on US Treasuries. In India, post comments by RBI Governor Mr. Das, and then all these, and after FOMC, short-term CP yields have started harden. They hardened by 10-15 basis in last couple of days. And the 10-year G-Sec yields have also moved up by 2 basis to 640. Now, RBI has again announced a kind of operation twist for September 30th, where basically they would be buying 15,000 crores of a long-term security and selling short-term securities. Gold, due to this build-up of a higher interest rates, again took a tip lower. As of now, 1645 and 1745 and 1748 is holding up, but looks like a little vulnerable there. Yeah, that's all from my side. Thank you.